Frank is basically a long character piece for Jason Statham. In the same way as that Nicolas Cage sometimes is the movie, in this movie, Jason Statham is the movie. The plot is easy to understand. It's a clearly driven film. This is a very action-driven movie. And the action is almost from the very beginning of the movie to the very last moment of the movie. Or in fact, I would say that's pretty much the case. This is Jason Statham trying to stay alive while battling what every indicator suggests is an insurmountable problem. The aesthetic in this film is very video game inspired. From the opening title card of the film to the very end, the pacing felt very much high score. And that feeling when you're playing a video game and you're trying to achieve a high score. It's very panicked, it's very fast paced, it's aggressive, it's unusual and yet charming. It's a great film. I enjoyed it. I can see how it wouldn't be for everybody though. You have to really enjoy over the top and kind of comedic levels of action for this movie to really catch and hold your attention for very long. The plot is basically Jason Statham getting poisoned. He gets poisoned, he wakes up, and he's got to do something about it. But there's no way to counteract the poison that he's been poisoned with, except to keep his heart rate up. So he intentionally does a whole bunch of crazy shit in order to get back at the guy who poisoned him. There are some side plots and some side characters that get explored briefly, but overall, the plot is basically Jason Statham, real pissed off, taking all kinds of drugs, trying to get back at the guy who poisoned him in the beginning of the film. This movie has legs not because of the plot of the film, but because of the portrayals put across by the actors involved. Jason Statham, of course, puts on a Nicolas Cage level role. The other actors involved portrayed zany, unusual stereotypes of characters that you might encounter in a Grand Theft Auto game. I think that's intentional to kind of keep with the feel of the video game premise. The villains in this film are characters of underworld stereotypes, and it doesn't feel like, even though Jason Statham is playing a bad guy, it seems like the villains are worse guys. If you're looking for a fast-paced movie where the action simply doesn't stop till the very last frame, this is probably the movie for you. If you're not at home with fast-paced violence, you probably won't like it. If I had to rate it for an action flick, based on my feelings alone after just watching the film, I would have to say 8.5 out of 10.